День державного прапора України, 23 серпня. Сьогодні в Торонто проходять відзначення цієї події. А ми продовжуємо спілкуватися з канадськими політиками, також канадськими представниками різних структур. І ми сьогодні будемо говорити з Джеймсом Безаном. Він є член парламенту Канади від консервативної партії. Отож, запрошую до розмови. First of all, I would love to start with this day. So we have the Ukrainian national flag day today. It was the raising of Ukrainian national flag today all across Canada and Toronto. So what are the position of the Conservative Party on this day particularly?
Well, as I said at the flag raising at Queen's Park, I brought greetings on behalf of Pierre Poilievre, who wished he could have attended. And it is quite clear that Conservatives support Ukraine. We believe that we have to support Ukraine until they are victorious in pushing Russia outside of their territory, and that as Conservatives, we will supply Ukraine with the weapons they need to win.
Thank you very much, and it's really a pleasure to hear this from you. The Conservatives is being very criticized by the Liberals in terms of if your party comes into power, you won't support Ukraine, and so on and so forth. What could you tell, regarding this issue?
Well, the Liberals are desperate. They see the polls. They know that they're in trouble, and they're grasping at straws. And that's exactly what's happening. Look, it's been Conservative parties historically that have always supported Ukraine. Canada, under Brian Mulroney, former Conservative Prime Minister, was the first country in the world to recognize Ukrainian independence. I was proud to be part of the Stephen Harper government, and we were there to support Ukraine in both their reformation efforts, in both the justice system and policing, as well as rebuilding their military. I accompanied some of those very first military shipments to Ukraine back in 2014 and 2015. And we know that Conservatives since then have been pushing on the Liberals to send more weapons to Ukraine. Case in point, back in February, Pierre Poilievre said, we need to send the 83,000 CRV-7 rockets that are sitting in storage in Dundurn, Saskatchewan, collecting dust. They're going to be disposed of, decommissioned, and sent to the scrap heap. And the Liberals were doing nothing. Ukraine requested those almost a year ago, back in November of 2023. And it was Pierre Poilievre that started bringing the pressure on the Liberals to send those weapons. And so far, the Liberals have only sent around 8,000 of those 83,000 to Ukraine. Those rockets will make a difference, especially now that the Ukrainians are flying the American F-16s, because we used to have these CRV-7 rockets on our F-18s. And so they will make a difference. 80,000 rockets is a pile of weaponry that Ukraine needs now and have been asking for almost a year.
Ukrainians right now are not fighting for Ukraine, but they are fighting for the whole world because, Russia will invade and could invade more countries and more territories. So, and Ukrainians, especially these days on the August 23rd and the 24th, are waiting for the whole world to do more. So, could you please address some words of support to all of the Ukrainians living all over the world, but especially here in Canada, and especially to those families who came as newcomers a year ago, 2 years ago, especially those mothers with small kids desperately looking for a safe place to live?
Well, we want to see Ukraine win. We want to make sure that the sacrifices that has been made on the battlefield, the sacrifices that have made in ripping families apart for those that have sought refuge here in Canada and elsewhere in the world, that those sacrifices are all honored and not for naught. We want to make sure that we push Russia back, because if Russia is at all successful in any way, shape, or form in Ukraine, who's next? And that's what I think all of us in Canada and in NATO are worried about.
Question.
And so their ongoing aggression, what we're seeing in the Baltic states, in the Baltic Sea, never mind the war in the Black Sea and Ukrainian territory, but who's next? And Putin is provoked by weakness. And so, as conservatives, we will be investing in our Canadian Armed Forces to make them stronger and more able to deal with any future threat. Strength is deterrence, and that's what we also have to do for Ukraine, is make their military even stronger than it is now. They have fought valiantly, and it's something that I think all of us are proud of as people of Ukrainian heritage. But we also know it comes with incredible costs to Ukraine, to the families, and especially to those that are serving. Those that survive will also have the need for care afterwards from their both physical as well as invisible injuries.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bezan, for your support and kind word. And slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Thank you.